Sister wives Kody Brown faces backlash for shocking comment about difference between moms and dads. Sister wives Kody Brown explained the unique ways in which mothers and fathers express love for their children, drawing criticism for his perspective. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Kody married Mary, Janelle, and Christine Brown in the early 90s with the goal of creating a polygamous household. Over the decades, Kody had 13 children, 6 with Janelle, 6 with Christine, and 1 with Mary. He was once seen as a devoted patriarch of the Brown family until Robyn Brown joined. The Sister Wives Season 19 star's focus shifted to Robyn, causing him to neglect his responsibilities toward his other families with his original 3 wives. Kody is now being blamed for his family falling apart, and his recent comment about the difference between a mother's and a father's love for their children hasn't helped his case. In a message to a Sister Wives fan, reposted by its Sucker for Reality, Kody admitted to feeling jealous of mothers who have unconditional love for their children, while fathers are often required to show tough love. He added, "They listen instead of trying to fix the problems like dads do." However, many fans reacted negatively to his statement, criticizing him in the comments. What Kody Brown's comments mean for relationship with his kids. Kody has widened the rift between himself and his children Mary, Janelle, and Christine separated from Kody between 2021 and 2023, leaving him in a monogamous relationship with Robyn. After the separation, Kody started to distance himself from his children. He believed that his adult children didn't respect Robyn and demanded an apology from them. When his children refused to apologize, their relationship deteriorated even further. The family stopped celebrating Christmas together, and Kody rarely spoke to his children. He showered Robyn's children with love and gifts, while some of his children didn't even receive a phone call from him on their birthdays. With his recent comments, Kody has deepened the emotional divide between himself and his adult children. It seemed as though he was attempting to justify his lack of closeness to his children by suggesting that mothers have an innate, unconditional love for their children, whereas fathers have to cultivate it. By framing fatherhood as naturally less nurturing, he appears to be evading responsibility. Unfortunately, his remarks will only widen the emotional distance between him and his children. Kody probably realizes that his controversial statements won't be well received by his children, but he no longer seems concerned about reconciling with them. Our take on backlash to Kody Brown's comment about parents. Kody is accused of promoting damaging gender stereotypes. Kody is often seen as the villain of Sister Wives, and his recent remarks may have further damaged his public image. Many Sister Wives viewers criticized him for perpetuating harmful gender stereotypes. They also shared personal experiences of their fathers, who were just as nurturing as their mothers. Kody likely attempted to justify his lack of emotional connection with his adult children by relying on outdated notions of parenting. Sister Wives fans may be justified in calling out Kody for dismissing fathers who are consistently emotionally present for their children. Sister Wives Janelle grieved her family's horrible tragedy, and Christine has the ultimate response. Sister Wives just gave an inside look into Garrison Brown's emotional funeral service following his unfortunate passing. Garrison was Kody and Janelle Brown's third youngest child, who succumbed to a long battle with anxiety and depression and committed suicide on March 5, 2024, at the age of only 25. Despite the Brown family's tumultuous dynamic following his divorces with Mary, Janelle, and Christine Brown, the entire clan came together to lay Garrison to rest and honor his life. Amidst all the tears and sorrow, one moment stood out from the rest. Christine and Janelle have always had a close relationship, even before they left their plural marriage. Throughout the years, the former sister wives have been there for each other, and their bond has only gotten stronger after they separated from the Brown family patriarch. Their bond is built on mutual respect and trust, which was evident when Christine stood by Janelle's side as she grieved the loss of her son. As Janelle broke down, Christine's compassion toward her was a powerful reminder of how far the reality star had come in her own journey of emotional growth. Christine and Janelle Brown's relationship has grown more emotionally mature. The family gathered together in Wyoming ahead of Garrison's funeral. Christine and Janelle's families went fishing to spend some quality time together. Christine's husband, David Woolley, was also present to support his wife through this emotional time. While the rest of their kids are distracted, Janelle and Christine strike up a conversation about Garrison. That's when Janelle completely broke down. "I've only seen Janelle cry a few times, and I've known her for 30 years, Christine told the cameras in a confessional. Janelle opened up about how the sadness hits her in waves and said that she never knows when it's coming. As Janelle was overcome with emotion during episode 25, Christine silently stood by her and let her process her emotions. She didn't rush in to comfort her friend with empty words or offer her a hug, but instead, she chose to let her cry it all out. Christine acknowledged that while she had a special bond with Garrison, at the end of the day, Janelle was his real mother. The scene only lasted for a minute or two, but it was a powerful display of Christine's emotional maturity, which showed that sometimes the best way to support someone is to simply hold space for them without trying to fix the situation. Christine also made a point to emphasize the importance of respecting the depth of Janelle's grief. "It's different for Janelle," she added to remind the viewers that while they share a loss, the bond between a mother and her child is unlike any other. The former sister wives have redefined their relationship post-Kody Brown. In the context of their polygamous lives, all of Kody's wives were often seen as interchangeable mothers to all the children. This way, the most important aspect of their identity was motherhood. However, in offering her silent support to Janelle, Christine changed that narrative and showed the importance of acknowledging their individual pain and experiences. The fact that Christine let Janelle have her moment without making it about herself goes to show how much she has worked on herself. Despite the former sister wives' friendship, they were almost always pitted against each other in their marriages with Kody. In their plural family dynamic, Christine definitely had moments where she tried to be the center of attention. However, her relationship with Woolley seems to have shifted her perspective. For starters, neither Janelle nor Christine has to fight each other for scraps of Kody's attention, which has naturally strengthened their bond. David Woolley's role in Christine Brown's growth. In her marriage to Woolley, Christine has also found a sense of emotional stability and a partner who supports her growth. It's evident that her husband's support has helped her focus less on seeking validation and more on being present for each other. Not to mention that Woolley himself has dealt with losing a loved one to suicide in the past. During the May 11, 2025 episode of Sister Wives, Woolley reflected on the death of his first wife. While speaking to his children, the reality star confessed that their mother's death was one of the hardest moments of his life. Given his personal experience with such a loss, it's evident that Woolley knows the complex, long-lasting sadness that one experiences. The TLC star admitted struggling with feelings of guilt and admitted that he blamed himself for his wife's suicide for the longest time. Woolley added that while he didn't know Garrison very closely, he could relate to how the entire family was feeling after his passing. The sister wives' world is still reeling after the heartbreaking passing of Garrison Brown, and now a disturbing layer of drama has unfolded at his funeral. Sources close to the family say the OG Brown kids, including Logan, Maddie, Peyton, and Wendlyn, completely ignored Kody and Robin Brown during the emotional service, sending a crystal-clear message. Bridges have been burned beyond repair. What should have been a solemn day of remembrance turned into a chilling reminder of just how fractured the Brown family has become. According to eyewitnesses who attended the private funeral, Kody and Robin were visibly shaken, not only from grief but from the glaring cold shoulder they received from their own children. The same children they once raised in a plural household are now shutting them out, and fans are saying it's exactly what Kody and Robin deserve after years of favoritism, emotional distance, and broken relationships. Reports claim that the original Brown children arrived early, supporting each other through their pain. But when Kody and Robyn walked in late, with all eyes on them, not a single child acknowledged their presence. Logan reportedly kept his back turned, while Paven refused to even make eye contact. Gwendolyn, who has been outspoken about her pain and disconnect from Kody, was said to have left the room shortly after they arrived. According to insiders, Janelle Brown, Garrison's mother, held her head high during the funeral but kept her distance from Kody. The two have been estranged since their split, and her grief only intensified the tension. Witnesses say that at one point, Janelle turned away from Kody when he tried to approach her. It was clear this was not the time for fake reconciliations or hollow apologies. What makes this situation even more heartbreaking is how Garrison himself felt alienated by Kody in the months before his passing. Garrison had voiced his frustrations with his father's favoritism and refusal to address the growing cracks within the family. His social media posts painted a picture of a young man trying to be strong while quietly suffering. In a chilling twist of fate, his funeral may have been the final act of rebellion by the OG kids, standing together to show that they're done pretending everything is okay. Robyn, often accused of driving a wedge between Kody and his other wives and children, was seen sobbing silently beside Kody. But the sympathy was minimal. Most attendees saw it as a case of too little, too late. Robyn's insistence on a tight nuclear family with Kody, at the cost of broader Brown unity, has not been forgotten. In fact, it's believed that many of the kids blame her for Kody's growing absence from their lives. After the funeral, there was no family gathering, no attempt at coming together. Instead, the OG children left together, offering support to Janelle and one another, while Kody and Robyn were left behind in silence. One source described the moment as chilling, watching Kody sit in the back corner of the room, completely ignored by most of his children. And fans are not holding back. Social media lit up with commentary. Kody made his bed. Now he's lying in it, alone. Garrison deserved more. He deserved the father who showed up when it mattered. It's heartbreaking, but Robyn and Kody reaped what they sowed. Longtime viewers of Sister Wives know this moment was years in the making. Ever since Robyn joined the family, things began to shift. The balance that once existed among Mary, Janelle, and Christine was thrown into chaos. Kody's favoritism became more obvious with each season. He spent more time with Robyn, defended her choices relentlessly, and even went so far as to isolate himself from his older children during COVID, sparking one of the deepest rifts the family has ever faced. It wasn't just about time or holidays. It was about being seen, heard, and valued, something the OG kids say they stopped feeling long ago. Many fans recall how Garrison publicly called out Kody for failing to maintain relationships with his sons, especially during the pandemic when Kody enforced strict visitation rules that seemed to apply only to his relationships outside of Robyn's home. Garrison and Gabrielle were effectively cut off, and Kody did little to repair that damage. The fallout was never addressed with care. And now, it may be too late. Christine Brown, though not Garrison's biological mom, was also present at the funeral. She stood with Janelle and supported the family throughout. Her presence, fans say, showed what real love and sisterhood look like. Christine may be out of the plural marriage, but she's never stopped being family. She continues to love all the children, including those not biologically hers, and that's more than can be said for Kody, many argue. In a particularly shocking moment during the funeral, Robyn reportedly reached out to Maddie to express condolences, only to be met with a cold stare and no response. According to insiders, Maddie then turned away and walked off with her husband, refusing to engage. This public display of rejection was one of many that left onlookers stunned. The fractures in the family are now more than just emotional, they're visible. And Garrison's passing has only made them more permanent. What should have united the family has instead highlighted just how broken everything has become. And yet, Kody seems unable to understand why. Sources close to him say he's hurt and confused by the treatment at the funeral, claiming he's doing his best to fix things. But fans and even some family members are calling it a classic case of too little, too late. One insider shared that Kody had written a private letter to Garrison weeks before his passing, but never mailed it. The letter, reportedly apologetic and filled with regret, was found among his belongings. It's unclear if Garrison ever saw it or if he knew his father was finally trying to reconnect. The guilt of never delivering that letter is said to haunt Kody now. As for Robyn, she's reportedly withdrawn completely, refusing to speak publicly or even to some family members. She feels vilified, sources say, and betrayed by the kids she once tried to win over. But fans argue that Robyn's attempts were always self-serving, focused more on maintaining her spot in Kody's inner circle than building true bonds with the family. Now those burned bridges may never be rebuilt. As the dust settles from the funeral, questions remain. Will Kody ever truly mend his relationships with his children? Or has the damage been done for good? What's clear is that the OG Brown kids have drawn a line. Their choice to ignore Kody and Robyn at Garrison's funeral wasn't just grief-fueled. It was a loud, silent statement. We're done pretending this is a family. And for Kody and Robyn, that realization may be more painful than anything else. Because in the end, it wasn't the cameras, the show, or even the lifestyle that destroyed the Brown family. It was the choices they made. The favoritism, the silence, the denial. And now, at Garrison's final farewell, the consequences of those choices were impossible to ignore. In a jaw-dropping new twist that has Sister Wives fans reeling, one of Kody Brown's daughters has come forward with explosive allegations against her father. In a brutally honest interview, the daughter accuses Kody of exploiting his children for fame and financial gain, all while refusing to compensate them for their role in the show that made the Brown family famous. This bombshell revelation has opened the floodgates on a long-running suspicion among fans that Kody used his family, especially the kids, to build his brand and boost his bank account, all without giving them their fair share. The interview in question features one of Kody's outspoken daughters, who did not hold back. While the exact daughter's identity has not been confirmed in the initial leaked audio, many believe it's Gwendolyn or Peden's sister, as both have been vocal in the past about the darker truths of growing up in the Brown household. The daughter made it clear the children received little to no compensation for appearing on the show, despite being featured prominently, having their personal lives broadcast for millions to see, and even being part of storylines that brought ratings and revenue. She described feeling used, unheard, and unappreciated, saying that Kody treated the children as props to help keep the show going, even when family relationships were falling apart behind the scenes. According to the interview, there were times we were told to film even when we were uncomfortable. Our personal issues, our heartbreaks, and our most vulnerable moments were turned into entertainment. But we weren't the ones getting paid, not really. The daughter added that Kody constantly reminded the kids that the show was for the family. But the only people who seemed to benefit financially were Kody and Robyn. The rest of the family, she claims, were left with little to show for years of public exposure. Fans have long speculated that Robyn and Kody maintained tight control over the family's TLC contracts and earnings. It's been whispered that Robyn, often labeled as Kody's favorite wife, pushed for the family finances to funnel through her and Kody's shared LLC, leaving Mary, Janelle, and even Christine on the sidelines financially. Now, with this new interview, those rumors appear to be true. The daughter also described how the family's financial secrecy created rifts among the siblings. Some children were under the impression that they were contributing to a shared future, helping keep the family show alive and profitable. But they quickly learned that Kody wasn't transparent about where the money went or who was benefiting. She recalled asking about being paid for her appearances on the show, only to be brushed off or told she wasn't old enough to understand. But now that she's an adult, she's connecting the dots, and realizing that her father may have exploited them under the guise of family unity. More disturbing still, the interview revealed how Kody allegedly used guilt to keep the kids cooperative with production. They were told that without the show, the family would lose everything: their homes, their income, and their sense of stability. This pressure kept many of the kids silent for years, even when they wanted to walk away. One particularly chilling quote from the interview: "It wasn't really a family, it was a business, and the product was us." These revelations are reigniting outrage among Sister Wives fans, many of whom have expressed concern in the past about how much of the family's turmoil, including divorces, estrangements, and mental health struggles, were aired on national TV. The idea that the children weren't even paid or protected from this exposure is, for many, the final straw. Social media exploded after the interview surfaced, with fans flooding comment sections. "I knew Kody was in it for the money. He used those kids, and now they're brave enough to speak out. If this is true, TLC needs to cut ties with him immediately. Exploiting your kids for cash is disgusting." Robyn and Kody are the only ones who seem to have gained anything from this show. There is also renewed scrutiny on TLC, the network behind Sister Wives. Fans are calling for transparency, demanding to know how much the kids were paid, if at all, and whether there were any protections in place for the minors who were filmed for over a decade. Some even argue that legal action may be warranted, with viewers urging the Brown children to explore whether they were unlawfully denied earnings. Several followers compared the situation to other reality TV families, like the Goslings, who famously took legal steps over similar concerns. Kody Brown has not responded publicly to the allegations yet, but sources say he's furious behind the scenes, claiming the daughter is exaggerating and ungrateful. However, others in the family are allegedly siding with her, acknowledging that the financial arrangement was always shady and that Robyn played a major role in controlling the family finances. Janelle and Christine, though no longer spiritually married to Kody, are reportedly supporting the daughter behind the scenes, validating her concerns and encouraging her to tell her truth. One insider said they always knew something wasn't right. They just didn't have access to the contracts or the money trail. Even more shocking, there are whispers that multiple other Brown children may be ready to come forward with similar stories. If this happens, it could mark the beginning of a full-on reckoning for Kody Brown, one that not only destroys his public image, but potentially his entire TLC relationship. Meanwhile, fans are left wondering how much more of the truth is yet to come out. How many of the kids were hurt? How much did Kody really make? And why were the people who helped build the show from day one left out in the cold? The interview ends with a powerful and heartbreaking statement from the daughter. "We gave up our privacy. We gave up our childhood. And what did we get in return? Nothing but silence and secrets, but not anymore." As the fallout from this revelation continues, one thing is clear: the truth behind the Sister Wives brand may be uglier than fans ever imagined. Kody Brown's carefully crafted public image is cracking, and this time, his own children are the ones holding the sledgehammer.